Hey guys, welcome back. It's Dot. Well, I just slept the night away in my new world, not our regular Let's Play world. The one we visited when I showed you the mob tower. But today I wanted to come out and show you a new structure. You can see I've been a little busy in here. Putting in pathways, sidewalks, and whatnot to the various structures I had. This is the tower I showed you to get inspiration for that one we built in our Let's Play series. Over here is another island with a different version of a dark tower. This one doesn't work that great because of the proximity of this tower. If this tower wasn't here, this guy would be rocking. And I think this type of a tower would be a great one to put in the vicinity of our new area that we've been working with in our Let's Play series. But we need an easy way to get from our main island to that island. It's not very far away, but going in a boat would be a good way to do it. So I was playing around with trying to find a boathouse online that we could actually build that didn't involve a ton of oddball resources, and I had seen one, but for the life of me I couldn't find it. So this one's a little bit easier than that super heavy duty one, and the way this guy works is I've got a little area up here that we can use to go fishing, and then you'll see over there on the other island I've got another one over there. So up here I have a chest for fishing. I have furnaces to cook the fish in, and I put these gates here just in case I started to get chased by some of the bad mobs. The way this one looks is it's got two centrally located staircases that lead up to the top deck. The sides are all open with the gates, that side and this side. You see that? So that it lets a lot of natural light in with a minimal amount of torches. So if we come into the door, you'll see that it's kind of small, just big enough. It's got a boat centrally located here, and it's got torches. I've got a chest to store additional boats and a couple of the more important pieces that we might need in case we ever take like a creeper hit or something. They're just extras that I used. I also have a crafting bench and another furnace just in case I come back from somewhere and I need to do something real quick. Well, this isn't super hard to do. It does involve a little bit of redstone, but it's actually pretty easy. The redstone ties this switch into this little wall here. So when we get in the boat, we would hit this switch, and you can see it lowers that wall. Now let me see if I can stand in the corner so you can actually kind of really see it work. Alright, let's see. Actually, let me see if I can do as far out as we can get. There we go. Alright, so then I should be able to step up. Yeah, here we go. You see that? Okay, so now I'm just going to take this back to our 85 that I love, and step back in the corner. Okay, so basically all you would do is right click to get in your boat, reach around, hit that switch, which would lower this wall. Now even if the boat is on top of this wall, if that wall was to pop up, it's not going to destroy your boat. Alright, once it's lowered, it gives us easy access out. Do you see that? Now we don't have to raise it because you figure you're going to come back. Okay, so Over in this one, there isn't a boat. Again, this is for single player version. So you figure you're the only one playing the game, you're the only one that's going to be in the boat. So you would just come on over to this one, and this is an exact duplicate. I'm trying to get good at this. Ooh, I think we did it this time. Alright. And hit that switch again, which again raises the wall. And then to get out of the boat, you right click. Now it's important that this boathouse be 3 blocks high before the ceiling. My first attempt at this was only 2 blocks high, figuring we're 2 blocks high. But just like a minecart, these boats have to have extra clearance. I actually got killed when I attempted to get out of the boat when it wasn't high enough. And then I also have a pressure plate right here, which makes getting in and out a breeze as well. See that? So there's a lot of gracefulness to this boathouse. A lot of fences, a lot of stuff that's fairly easy to create. It's even got this little wooden patio type of a thing that ties in really nicely. Now I hit the boat by mistake. So that's not bad either. And let's see if we can't head back. Okay, I did this kind of fast the first time, and I did great. So let's see how I do this time. Alright, we'll just come back. There's one more thing I want to show you, and I'm going to slow down a little bit because I actually want you to see. Come on. There it goes. Do you see the glass in the ground? Okay, that's an underwater farm. I got to figuring, since we live on an island, the amount of actual land we might have available could be at a premium. So we might need ways of farming that weren't on the actual land. So if we can get a chunk of space where the water is only 1 block deep, then we can make use of this idea. So we'll come over here. Now, I don't know if you remember the first time we visited, I actually had a shack made out of dirt that kind of came up like this that led down into it. And actually 2 things happened. Number 1, I just hated the look of it. And number 2, the original actually sat right in here. So it kind of was getting in the way of the boathouse that I was building. So I decided it was time for a change. So I built this little mechanism. It just comes straight down. This is a hallway that leads to a tunnel that leads back to my main base under the security of being enclosed. But if we come in here, here it is. The ceiling of glass lets natural daylight through the water, allows the wheat to grow. And this time around I tried something different. If you remember the first time I showed you this, there were torches on the floor. Well, I decided to put netherrack both here, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually behind the wheat. So behind the wheat on both sides, and on the floor, and even right here in the corners. Because netherrack has the ability of giving off a little bit of natural light of its own. It's still pretty dark in here at night, but if you have your brightness turned up, you can see what you need to see. Okay, so this might be another idea to toss in to our new Let's Play. So, hope you like that idea. Let me show you another gizmo. I've been doing breeding over here. In this pen over here, I've got sheep. Well, I think this must be a glitch because I created this pen a long time ago. And then sheared the sheep after I had bred them. And like I said, in Minecraft days, this is probably 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, and they haven't regrown. So I think that's a glitch. Okay, so I think, let me just get myself back here to safety. The boathouse, as well as this door, make use of something we haven't explored yet in our Let's Play. And that's pistons, or specifically the sticky pistons. I've got a little door here that opens and then closes. This time I'll do it without actually going through it. Pulls the glass away, pushes the glass back in. Kind of neat. It's a neat idea. Underneath here is a ton of redstone. This one's a bit tougher because I actually have to have the button inside and the button outside that'll let me do it. I tried levers one time. It was great. I could open a lever here, the door would open and stay open. But then when I got in here and attempted to hit this lever, it wouldn't close the door because the other lever was already on. So I ended up going with the buttons, which makes it a little tough. I've got to kind of be near it, push that button and scoot out, or else if I come up here, sometimes I'm not fast enough to get through it. Okay, that time I made it. Alright? Okay, so that was a Minecraft day. The sun has just gone down. I'm back inside this base, safe and sound. So I'm going to say bye for this world, and then we're going to pick it up in the other world. Okay? Alright, see you there. Okay, we're back. Does this look a little more familiar? Okay. If I come outside, we're going to see that we've got a very similar look to this one. I decided to sort of model my other world a little bit after this one. This one's a little different. It's got flat, wide pathways. I decided to put gating in here. Down here, I have some ideas for this area. So if we continue this gating down, I may put a little gate in here. But it's down here where I would like to play around. I think we could do a boathouse right through here, actually leading right out to here. So I think this is what we might want to do. But before we do that, I notice we're losing the daylight again. That moon is actually, yeah, it's going up. And we are on hard, so I don't want to be out here too long. The torchlight keeps us relatively safe from the monsters. However, they can spawn off there and then wander in if they get eyesight of us. So I think what we'll do is just make it a direct line right from the house down this pathway to the boathouse, which is going to sit right in this area. Now, the pathway is a block higher than the water level. Alright, so we're going to have to do a little work to get ready to build this thing. Okay, I decided what we'll do this time around is we'll get all the supplies that are actually needed to build it ahead of time. And we may even toss them into a chest. But let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got rid of the darkness. Let's give it a second to possibly get rid of any creepers or whatnot that may be in the area. I want to go down a little bit more. And I've got very little. Okay, I just want to get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, we've got some of this. Okay. Alright, I don't want to start gathering our supplies until we prep this area down here. So let's come down here again. And we're going to have to do some prep work. Alright, first of all, let's get rid of these pumpkins. So let's harvest this one. Oh, it fell in the water. Okay. And we'll harvest this one, which also fell in the water. Okay. Now, unfortunately, we can't just pick these up, but I did discover if you take it out, you get pumpkin seeds. Okay. So we can actually get a hold of at least one pumpkin seed. I think I had 5, yeah. Okay. Alright, so now that one's gone. Alright, now we got some work to do. Oh, I ran out of fences. That's why this one didn't get finished. Oh, plus I want to put the gate in over there. Alright, we got a couple problems here. This is perfect. One low, one deep. But if you notice in our little pond, it gets real deep real quick. Now we could fill this area in. However, that would mean we would have to kind of come out a fair distance. So what I'm thinking we might do is see if we can't create, starting here. The boathouse itself, minus those 2 sets of stairs, is a square that is 7 blocks wide and 7 blocks long. So what I think I might do is get it so that that 7th block sat maybe out here. Okay? So that would mean we would only need to put a little bit of dirt here and here. So if this was number 7, actually let's do this. I don't think this would be too bad. This is a little bit, yeah, I'm going to hop in here. Oh yeah, that's pretty deep. Okay, now let's see what we got. We've got a path that is 3 wide. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's just say these 2. If we start our little square here, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we would be out. No, we got to come back. One more. So we'll have to come back to here. Okay. Not bad. This light is going to have to come down. Because again, I don't want it to jut into our little pond. Oops, come on. I love the music. Okay, so now how is this going to do us? We got a gate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, that's not bad. Yeah, we're good. I just want to try here. Alright, let's see. The other thing we're going to need to do is get some of this wood out of the way. I'll keep this one here because that'll be the edge of the square. Alright, where's our wood? Yeah, we got some wood. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. And we don't need stairs for now. Okay. So if we do this, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Again, I don't want to have the lighting right here. So we're going to reclaim this wood. Alright. So that's 7 that way. Now, if we go 7 this way, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then for now, we're only going 2 that way, and that has to do with the pistons later on. Okay, over here, we're going to go 2, 3. Oh, we didn't come down. Ha! Shoot. Oh, we didn't come down. Okay. Another speed up as I correct this mistake. I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. Alright, so we're down on water level, which is where we really want to be. And we've got our square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the back is 7. Okay. In the front end, we came in 2 because our little doorway needs to be 3 high. Okay. Now we need to do some work on the inside of this. That's because the wood that's going to go here is actually going to sit on top of some pistons. And those pistons are going to push the wood from this dirt layer up to block the water. So to make this a little bit easier, I'm just going to put a little dirt wall right in front of this so that we can actually make do with what we've got to do. There also appears to be maybe another hole in here, so we may need to work on fixing that problem. Now I'm going to come in here and remove the water that's in here. And to do that, I'm just going to kind of create a little, say, a checkerboard pattern in here that would hopefully help us get rid of the water. There we go. So some of that water's gone already. Alright, we're going to have to go back to the house and get some buckets so that we can remove the rest of this water. Alright, so let me speed this up and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Evidently didn't have any buckets, so luckily we had gone down below and found some resources and had a ton of iron. Alright, see here, if you create a little angle here, all you do is take out a piece here. Now notice my bucket is filled, so when I come over here I'm basically just dumping the water in, but then when I pull it back it's actually taking the whole source block, and then that only leaves this one here, and then that takes care of it. Now on this little section here, do you notice? That's never ending. However, because it's not square shaped, you see that? You can do the same thing. Okay? Alright, so now we can get rid of this excess dirt. And then what I would like to do here, just to kind of make it easier in the dig, is on the sides we're going to put in the extra wood we're going to need. And then before we run out of stuff to do, let's see if we can't walk you through this. Okay, so this little dirt wall is just keeping the water back. Now this is where it might get hazy. We need wood blocks to be along here to create the wall. Underneath those wood blocks there are going to be pistons, and you notice the water is running in. Okay, we don't actually have to fill in this hole because the pistons would actually do the job for us. However, as far as building the thing is concerned, it'll make it a little bit easier if we can just make sure that we have, come on, there we go, a solid wall there. And actually I'm just gonna, come on, I'll have to do it this way, and I gotta hold, there we go, no, keeps pushing me, come on, there we go. Okay, so we're going to create some sticky pistons, and they're actually going to sit down in this little area pointing straight up so that we can put wood blocks on top of them. Alright, now this layer is going to get replaced with wood, but so reason being is we want water in here, and I think it just looks nicer with wood. So we need to come down another little notch, and look, here we go with some more water. So again, we've got the dirt, so let's just fill in the gaps. There we go. Sand I never like to build on. It just kind of scares me. So we're going to take that out and put the dirt in. Okay. Alright, now in this little trench and in this little area is where we're going to have the redstone. And again, sand, yuck. So we're going to get rid of the sand, replace it with something like dirt. Cobble would work too, just something more stable than sand. Okay, now pistons are weird. We're going to have 3 pistons sitting side by side here, and we need a way to wire them in. Well, redstone is the usual element for wiring. However, since these 3 pistons are going to be directly next to each other, if we simply put redstone right here, it would fail. So we actually have to create what they call repeaters, and we're going to have 3 of them. One here facing in and out this way, one here, and one here. And then once those are in, basically what they do is they ensure that the redstone only goes in one direction. We want to go from here to here. If I drop down redstone, if you've ever played with it before, if you just drop down one piece of redstone, it shoots off in all 4 directions. And like I said, that's going to screw things up. Okay, so for these spots, we want the repeaters. Then for this spot, we want regular redstone. Okay? Then, this regular redstone wants to come over here. And I want to take out a little bit more of this because these 3 are going to come along here and up this way. Alright, I'm going to dig out a piece of dirt right here just so that we can build up here. The switch is going to go right here, that little lever. Okay, so I'm going to take this one and this one out for a second because basically we want to do something that is going to ensure that the redstone doesn't get blocked or stopped by the water. Okay, so let's dig out those. Alright, so now let's just do a check of our locations here. Okay, oops, get up there, you. Okay, so yeah, right here is where we want the switch. But if you notice, this is 2 blocks down. So if we simply have redstone here, it's not going to work, which means the redstone has to be sitting up here. So we need to come back and we need to put in that block of dirt again. Okay? But the problem is, if we simply bring the redstone along this trench and then right to here, that would work perfectly. However, we need to put a floor right here, which means a piece of wood is going to be sitting right in front of this, which would cancel or cut out the circuit. So what we're going to do is actually bypass that block, then come in here, and then allow it to come up here. And it's going to do something interesting because when we make the connection, you're going to see redstone go from here over to here, and from here over to here. But when we finish off that floor, as soon as we put in that block of wood, this little connection is going to get broken. So the only connection will be along here, underneath this wall, and up. Okay? Alright, so for now, we're pretty good. I can take out actually, this whole layer of dirt needs to come out, but I need a way in and out, so I'm going to take everything but this one for now. Actually, I could do this. We could do this since this is going to be the floor, and if I do this right, did I? Yeah, actually, we want this. Actually, I think we want this to be solid. Actually, maybe even this far. Meaning, we want the floor up here. Let me just get a feel for this. 1, 2, 3, then the wall. Yeah. Alright, so actually, we're going to have level floor right here. And actually, we should be able to just pop this in. Okay? And then I'll put the piece of wood here. Okay? As our way in and out. Okay, so pistons here, repeaters here, redstone along here. They'll come along this trench over here and up here. So when it comes time to fill stuff in, this one we can't fill in. This one we cannot fill in. Okay, but this one and this one we can fill in. And as soon as we put the one that touches this one in, it's going to break the connection right here. But we don't have to worry about it because we've gone along the back side and come up. Alright? Okay, so as far as what we can do right now is concerned, we're good to go. We need to head back to the house now and take a look at some other goodies that we're going to need.